The Atlanta Hawks have won free agency. They've won the offseason. Come on. They have one of the best coaches in Quinn Snyder. They have statistically the greatest passer since Steve Nash and Trey Young. Dyson Daniels almost won Defensive Player of the Year. There's a possibility where at the end of the game, they pull Trey Young, they put in Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Zachary Richeche, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, or Kristaps Porzingis. The sky's the limit with this team. And they still could bring back Larry Nance and give him a small ball 5. We can also play power forward. They just brought in Luke Kennard, who is going to be like co-6 man with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Ansi Salah is really good at this. Can we all just agree on that? Like, this is a organization that ever since Travis Schleck left, which is ironic that Travis Schleck, the former Golden State Warriors executive, and Ansi Salah, a former Golden State Warriors executive, if Nick Wrestler just hadn't messed with it, we wouldn't have been here. I'm kidding. Now, let's talk about this team. Why are they better? Why should you be excited? If we just go from a depth chart standpoint, is it just me or like, look, can we give the 15th roster spot to Garrison Matthews? He worked so hard to be there. He's also, I think, statistically like one of the best players like at getting deflections. Now, the Atlanta Hawks roster currently stands. We're going to assume this would be the starting lineup. Trey Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Richeche, Jalen Johnson. We're assuming that Dyson Daniels is going to get an extension. Kristaps Porzingis, Onyeka Okongwu. Down below, tell me what do you guys think the Dyson Daniels extension would be. Asa Newell, who I love that now you have Kristaps Porzingis, Onyeka Okongwu. I assume they're keeping Moge. And then Asa Newell can be brought on slowly. They have Luke Kennard. They have Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Vit Krejci, who I love Vit Krejci. Kobe Buffkin, who if they really want to go for it, maybe use Kobe Buffkin as like a trade chip, then they could. I'm assuming, as I said, Larry Nance is coming back. From what I talked to when Lauren L. Williams of the Atlanta Constitution-Journal came on, she made it seem like they want to bring back Larry Nance. Keen Wallace and Garrison Matthews, I don't know. I'd be fine with both of them. I actually rather have like a Corey Joseph come in instead of Keen Wallace, but like that's fine. I do like Keen Wallace. Now going to Quinn Snyder, one of the best play designers in the in offensive wizards in the league, and we saw it this past season. And just look at how much these players have progressed under Quinn Snyder, and that's evident. Now, he's also like a not bad defensive coach. He knows how to use players. And if we look at the Hawks stats, I'm gonna go to Basketball Reference real quickly. This season, they were 5th in points per game. They were the 3rd worst in opponents' points per game. Offensive rating, 18th. Defensive rating, 19th. Net rating, 18th. If we go to the year before that, and this year they went 40-42. They were 8th in the Western Conference. They were the 5th best points per game. They were 28th, 3rd worst in opponents' points per game. Offensive rating, 12th. Defensive rating, 27th. Wow, their defense actually improved. And in the, I guess, 21 games that Quinn Snyder coached, we couldn't really say. So we have 2 full seasons of Quinn Snyder. And what has Quinn Snyder done? Yeah, the offense technically took a dip, but really the offense didn't take a dip because what they did was give up a little bit of offense to improve the defense. And now, let's just compare it this way. Last year, you have now replaced DeAndre Hunter with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Bogdan Bogdanovic with Luke Kennard, which, by the way, I think is some of the most impressive parts about this. And then you also have turned Karis LeVert. I guess you would say Karis LeVert has technically not been replaced yet, and they could still go out and get somebody, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But guess what? That's technically Kristaps Porzingis. Like DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, George Niang, and Karis LeVert were turned into Kristaps Porzingis, Luke Kennard, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Asa Newell. They bring back Larry Nance. I know Terrence Mann is gone, but like I think everything they were able to do to be able to turn this roster over and define the flexibility and to do the cap gymnastics. Because even after all of this, let me explain to you the salary cap situation for the Atlanta Hawks. So the Atlanta Hawks currently, the NBA's second apron is 207, just under, and about 198 for the first. So they're a team that currently, with everything put together, let me see. I want to make sure with their salaries. I don't think this is I hate how like some cap sheets will update while other ones haven't updated their cap sheets. So let me go check if Hoops Hype has updated. Go to Hoops Hype if you guys haven't gone. But Atlanta, they currently, with the contracts of Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, they technically have not executed the Kristaps Porzingis deal on Hoops Hype because it can't go into effect, I think, until a certain date. But they're at 156 million. Let me see if Spot Rec or if one of these sites have the full cap space. We'll be right back on that one. This is a rough estimate. Nobody has it updated. So it's like 180 million. Like, they're below the first apron. Like, they can go out and still do some damage. That's crazy. And there's going to be a Cole Anthony available, which I mean, I wouldn't really say that's like someone that they should go for. But let's just real quickly look at the remaining free agents available. Because free agency, yeah, we're in the thick of it. But I wouldn't sit here and say, hey, there's a bunch of, top players taken off the market. No, I mean, technically, Josh Giddey is still there, and I'm not saying Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul is going to come here, or even a Dennis Schroeder. And I think they might be done loading up on guards. Maybe they go out and get a Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't know. I mean, Trey Mann would be cool. I don't think they should bring in Brogdon or Ben Simmons. Campaign seems like you could be someone helpful. Same thing goes. And I'm trying to see like a Dante Exum could actually come here. I'm trying to find any former Quinn Snyder connections in free agency at this point. They brought in Luke Kennard and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, are more like swingmen. I could see them looking for like a combo forward or a center. Javonte Green might be interesting, or yeah, like I think the center, the wing market's kind of like, yeah. Like once you get out of Minga, that's like the only like wing small forward. Now, power forwards, could they get a Gershon Yabusele? If they get Gershon Yabusele, that'd be insane. The best offseason. I've said it before, Larry Nance sets good screens, stretch the floor. He'd be huge. I mean, outside of that, it's slim pickings. As I said, there isn't many Quinn Snyder connections out in there, so they probably will have to go in the trade market. And they can still play that. They have assets. They have things that they can look for. I mean, they could bring in a Precious Achua, or even a Thomas Bryant, which I think wouldn't, or a Mamu. I wouldn't be opposed to a Mamu. The whole moral of the story is here. I think the Atlanta Hawks have had the best free agency and offseason so far, and it's gonna be hard to beat. I mean, it's not, but like I'm gonna be. Bye. Let me hear your thoughts if you made it to the end. Why is this not ending?